As I've mentioned several times on my channel recently, there are lots of new cars coming out next year. Probably like next summer, next July, August, September, they're gonna be rolling out. We know that we're gonna get the next generation WRX STI, the Civic, the 11th generation Civic, second generation BRZ, GT86, Mark 8 GTI, the 400Z, if that's what it's gonna be called. There's more, but there's a lot of new cars coming out. In this video, I'm gonna talk about the ones that I am most excited about and the ones that we've had recent news, surface of. So, the first thing I'm gonna talk about, I am really excited about this one. This is like my number one pick. I'm gonna have to wait and see what the manufacturer presentation is like, and what the numbers are gonna be and all that type of stuff, but I'm pretty much already set on whatever they do. I'm gonna get the second generation Subaru BRZ, or the GR86, we'll see. Recently, there was a leaked presentation of Toyota. They confirmed the next generation 86, and supposedly it's going to be called the GR86. So Toyota is moving everything in their sporty lineup to the GR brand. And GR stands for Gazoo Racing. So you have the GR Supra, we're going to have the GR Yaris soon, and then the GR86 is most likely what it's going to be called. Right here, this article from Autocar. This is back from March 25th, and I've been wanting to make a news segment on this, but I'm going to get into it right now. They are claiming that it is supposedly going to have a 252 brake horsepower FA24 turbo engine. They're claiming it's going to be similar to what they use in the Ascent and what's going to be used in the Outback XT and the Forester XT. I don't think they're going to use a turbo engine in that car, okay? So in the first place, why wouldn't they just throw in the engine from the WRX? They could easily throw in the powertrain from the WRX and call it a day. And that car would rip. That car would be amazing. I would buy one right this second. But will it really have a turbo engine? I don't think it will. I spoke to Eric from RevMatch TV. If you haven't seen his videos, they're phenomenal. He does a really good job in automotive news. And he said that they are most likely going to use a naturally aspirated version of the FA24. And it's going to be right around 220 horsepower. So if that is the case, that's still, it's only a 15 horsepower bump from this year's 6-speed manual. But with that extra displacement, I think we might be able to squeeze out some more power with full bolt-ons and tune. And that thing would just be like a little all-motor beast. So here, I want to talk about the business aspects of this. I think it's very unlikely that they will use a turbo engine in the next BRZ, because they just released the 4-cylinder turbo Supra. So if you have the 6-cylinder Supra sitting at 50 grand, the 4-cylinder Supra, they haven't announced pricing, but it's probably gonna be around like 40, give or take a little bit. And then the BRZ is probably gonna be like 29, 30 grand starting out. And it wouldn't make sense. It would be wonderful if we could have a turbo engine. There's no reason why they can't do that. There's no reason why they can't just take the WRX powertrain, plop it in the BRZ. There's absolutely no reason they can't do that. The only thing is, since they're partnering with Toyota, I think Toyota is the one who wants it to be limited on power. I think this whole time it's been Toyota. Anyway, my point is, if you have a $30,000 252 horsepower BRZ and they offer it with a manual on top of that, who's gonna buy the 4-cylinder Supra at that point? I sure as hell wouldn't over 250 horsepower BRZ for 10 grand less? Absolutely not. Doesn't make any sense. So I think it is going to be a naturally aspirated engine, unfortunately, but from the little bit of research I've done, the FA platform is, they're pretty decent engines. So I think for what it is, I think it'll be a great car. Here's what they could do. Now I'm just going to speculate, okay? What they could do is have an NA base model, and then they could have like a GT model or an STI model for the Subaru with the turbo power plant. And they could probably price that around, like right around the same price as the STI, the WRX STI, maybe a little bit less. At that point, I think it would really take away from the WRX and the STI sales. And I don't think Subaru wants that. So this car is is in between a rock and a hard place. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, if you think more and more about the marketing and the business aspects of it, it doesn't make sense for them to put a powerful powertrain in it. It just doesn't. If they did that, it would be incredible, and people would buy that over a lot of other cars, including Toyota's other sports cars and Subaru's other sports cars. So They don't want, they are intentionally limiting the power of the BRZ. They're intentionally limiting, okay? The last thing I want to talk about with this is we have some pictures here. Actually, we only have this one really concept art, and it looks really cool. If they actually do end up looking like this, I mean, that's very similar to the Supra, but it's not as bubbly in the back. I don't really care for the looks of the Supra. Obviously, I haven't driven one. I think that would change my mind if I drove one, but I'm just talking about looks. I think this looks really, really cool. I would be very happy if they did actually look like this, but we'll have to wait and see. Next up, I know a lot of you guys are going to want to hear about this. This is the 11th generation Civic. Supposedly, these are pictures that a spy photographer took, KGP Photography. This is supposed to be the 2022 Honda Civic Type R. I did search KGP Photography, and you have to be a member, or you have to have some sort of like secret code or something to use their website to see more pictures. So I guess that's just part of the business of spy photography. But from the pictures that we see here, a couple people on the Facebook groups for 10th Gen Civics were thinking that this might be an Accord Type R. No, it's it's not. It looks nothing like an Accord. The only resemblance it has to an Accord is the length of the hood. So I'm just going to skim through the article here and then we'll talk about it. The Honda Civic hatchback is going to wrap up production in the UK in 2021. I think right at the end of producing the 10th Gen Civics, production is going to move to North America, so it's probably going to be Canada. For the power plant, we don't really know what it's going to be yet. There have been rumors here and there for the past, for the past couple of years that the next generation is going to be a K24 turbo. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't see how Honda would be able to increase every single aspect of the performance of the car by going from a K20 to a K24. I mean, it already has plenty of torque. I think if anything, they would just keep revising the K20. So they're starting to use the Type R engine in a bunch of different other cars. The Accord 2.0 has it. It's going to be in the base model TLX when that comes out. I'm sure it's going to be in some more Honda cars. I don't know, it might get a slight power bump to like 320, 325, 330, but I don't see it going anywhere near 350, 375, anything like that crazy. Okay, so from the pictures, from the side, yeah, the hood does look a little long, but if you look at where you're going to sit in the driver's seat, that's pretty much right in the middle. So I'm pretty sure there is a good reason for having that long of a hood. I'm sure the engine will sit further back. With all of that length of the hood, don't you think there could be like a monster all-wheel drive model around like $50,000 with the TLX Type S engine that's going to be a twin turbo V6? I mean, that would be nuts. That would be bonkers. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, what are they doing with all that hood space? I don't know. I think it looks slightly less aggressive than the current version, but again, it's camouflage, so it's hard to tell, but it does have those fender flares, so you can tell that it's a slightly wider body than what the base model of this could look like. I hope we have less fake vents, but I'm not really sure what all that duct tape is on the front left side of the bumper. So if you look at this picture here, you can see that there are more vents on either side of the bumper. I can't tell if you can see through those or not, so I'm not sure if those are functional. They don't look like they're functional, but I could be wrong. From the side here, you can see it doesn't look like there is a body kit per se on it. Like I said, it does look like it has wider fenders, but it doesn't look like they have side skirt extensions. So I think the rear end looks very interesting, and I think if you try to picture this with the camouflage off, I think it's going to look really, really badass. I'm not sure what's up with the wing. It looks a little weird. It does look like they cleaned up the bumper. So you see those little red reflectors right there, and it doesn't look like there are any fake vents under that, which would be awesome. It does look like it's going to carry over the center style exhaust. I don't know, guys. The more and more I look at this, the more I think it's gonna be a really, really cool looking car. I'm excited. I think I'm gonna stop right here. You guys can see these articles for yourself. I'll put the links in the description if you want to look into it more, but those are my thoughts. That's my analysis of these two cars. If I had to choose, because I am planning on raffling off my car, And I did a little more research on that, and I'm pretty sure it's illegal to just raffle, like just to sell raffle tickets for raffling off a car. So what I think I'm gonna have to do is set up some sort of merch company, set up some sort of like LLC, and then do what all the rest of the YouTubers do who give away cars. I'll probably sell t-shirts or something small like keychain tags, or I don't know, something really cool like license plate frames with the, you know, the business name. I think I'm gonna name my business What the Hill. And then yeah, I don't know, I might just do like t-shirts and bump it up to like $30 an entry and make it so that we have to sell like a minimum amount of t-shirts. One, to cover the cost of the t-shirts, and two, to cover the cost of what I owe left on the car, the sales tax for the person who's buying it. Hopefully I can make a few dollars so I can put it towards my next car. I mean, obviously it's like a business idea, but at the same time, the winner is getting a $30 tuned and like all done up Civic. So I'm really excited to do more research on that. And a couple more updates for you guys. I am gonna get back into making more consistent videos. The past few weeks, past like 3 weeks, have been really rough. I signed up for 2 classes. Thankfully, I'm not working 5 days a week right now because of the virus. So if I was working 5 days a week, I would have no time for videos at all the past few weeks. I'm gonna get my intercooler on this week. I'm gonna get my new K-tuner set up, and I'm gonna also upload the Phearable Stage 1 tune. And then I'm going to try it out. I'm gonna race an Evo 9. You can see Sergio, he raced that car. You can see that video right here. I'm gonna race that same guy. And then hopefully set up some races against some 9th gen Civics very soon. Let me know what you guys think about those concepts. Let me know what you guys would like to see for a project on the channel. I am, you know what, I'm gonna do a point of view driving video later on this week. I'll talk about that more, what I'm thinking for a project car now, but yeah. A tough decision is gonna have to be made next year when all these new cars come out. I'm not sure. I know for sure I want that BRZ, man. I really want that 2nd gen BRZ. We haven't even seen anything, and I just know I want it. I would buy one right now. I would buy like a salvage 2018 or 2013 BRZ for like $6,500 or $7,000. They're all over the place. I could get one for $7,000 easily with less than 100,000 miles. And then there's, I mean, the aftermarket support for those cars is phenomenal. I could do so many things. I could do a full body kit, full bolt-ons, E85 tune, and then get the engine built, and then go supercharger or turbo. I could mod that car for 2 years worth of content, 2 or 3 years. So let me know what you guys would like to see. I don't know. I'm just really excited that I'm gonna get back into making more videos. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.